What it do, gang? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing amazing. I've been doing great. I've been enjoying my stay here in Kigali. And today in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about my first impressions of Kigali, what I think about the city, the systems, and everything around it. Let's get straight to it. So first and foremost, the first thing I want to talk about is the security. So listen, peep this. So when I arrived to the border, what I realized is that as we're progressing towards the city, there were these speed cameras that would like have a limit and would tell you, and like there would just be like a pole on the side of the road like every 200 meters, and apparently that is the security camera. So what I realized about that is that it's quite a unique feature. I mean, no, I haven't really seen that in any other African country, and it's actually crazy because apparently if you go above the speed limit, you're gonna get a ticket that's gonna show like the registration of your car, and it's I don't know. I think you're gonna receive it through SMS or email, and you are gonna be fined. You're definitely gonna be fined a certain amount, and if I believe if you get more than 2 or 3 tickets, there could be a possibility that your car could get not towed, but you won't be able to drive at all until you pay all of those fines. And once you pay all of those fines is when you're gonna be able to get back on the road. So if you ask me, that's a major one. So yeah. What I also realized is that there's not much police that are always patrolling like on the streets or even just like in the city. Like you don't really see much of that. And if you do, you probably see like a pickup which has like seats at the back that are facing like opposite each other like this. And it's when you see them, you're gonna see them, but when you don't, right? And also like I've also been seeing trucks carrying like a whole lot of feds. So when it's real, it's real, you know. Also, another thing on the security, I realized that there's not too much theft around here. The crime rate is actually pretty much low for an African country. I feel like actually I've heard that the security in Rwanda is actually among the best security around here. Like, I mean, you know, we are in Africa, so like I feel like it's hard for you to get involved in like a scene where someone is stealing from you like on the side of the road, like in Nairobi, as compared to here. Here it's not as much, but I do believe if you leave like your belongings in a car, like a laptop or electronic, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. So I advise you, if you do come here, probably just, you know, stay on guard. Always just stay on guard because you never know. Trust me, that was one of the biggest culture shocks that I received when I came here as well. I didn't really expect that, but hey, it is what it is, right? So next we're gonna go on to the language barrier. Now for the language barrier, it's been a bit crazy because even as I came in, I started to feel how the languages are changing, because, you know, it would be Swahili. Like even talking with the conductor of the bus that I came with, once we like passed the border and then Ugandan border and then we went towards the Rwandan border, I started to like hear a different language, you know. I think that was, I don't know if it's Buganda, it's like, excuse me. I don't know, I can't remember what it is. But yeah, they would speak that, and then now when I got to Rwanda, I'm hearing people speaking Kinyarwanda, and for me, it's a new language. I don't even know how to pronounce things, how the consonants and the tone of it. So for me, that was also a big one. I was like, whoa, you know, I have some learning to do. I wish if I knew earlier, I would have definitely put some more effort in and like learned you know, greetings. I mean, I know some greetings. I know like simple like words like, you know, good morning, thank you, just like the ones that I would normally use to like a day-to-day basis. Even here in Rwanda, mostly people speak Kinyarwanda. Like that's like the language over here, like the basic language over here. Not the basic, but like the main language that people really talk or speak. I mean, I've come across a couple of people that do speak Swahili, and it's been a plus. Like, it's not easy. Sometimes I've been needing to like go somewhere. Like even when I go shopping, for like grocery shopping and something, it's been a hustle. It's been hard to like actually like ask how much this is and not get like ripped off. Hey, Mr. Ikugongoku, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, even bargaining, it's been a hustle. You know, people just look at you like, obviously, if you look at me, I'm like for some people, they see me as a foreigner, especially when I start opening my mouth and start talking, since I don't know the language here. It's been tough. It's been a hustle. I've had to like, sometimes when I find someone that doesn't even speak English or Swahili, I've had to just pop out my phone and just translate it real quick and be like, hey, this is what I mean. You know, even when I'm trying to find out the prices or like the total price of something, I would just pull out my calculator app and just show them and be like, hey, this much? Yeah? Okay, let me send you. Yeah, I mean, with the language barrier, that's pretty much it. It's tough. It's been a hustle. Now, when we talk about the transport system, I'm gonna let you know that the transport system over here is above and beyond. When I came, obviously I got in a cab and came to my apartment and whatnot, but like during this week I've been leaving. I've had like some errands to run. There's a bus station close to where I live, and over there is where you get a card, and it's called it's a tap and go card. This is how it looks. Quite simple. Yeah, as with this card, all you have to do is just top up with one of their agents and put as much as you want. Because I realized from where I am to go to downtown is like 300 Rwandan francs, which is pretty cheap, because that's almost like 25 Kenyan shillings. Not even a dollar, probably half a dollar. And that's just to go downtown and to come back. So that would be almost 600, which is quite fair. And all you do is just once you get on the bus, you just tap and literally go, like, you know, tap and go. That was really fascinating. I really found that not as common, because back in Kenya, Nairobi, we're still using cash or M-Pesa to like pay the conductor to get to where we want to get to. And that was also like a minor culture shock, because I didn't expect that coming here. And there's also an app where you can track your funds. You can track how much you're spending, and like over here they use MTN Momo. So when you wanna like, it's like M-Pesa, but here it's just MTN Momo. That's what they use over here as well. It's literally the same, like the tubes in the UK and also in Canada, because it's always a card that you're gonna use. Oh, that's really interesting. Another something also crazy that I realized when I came here is that they don't use Uber or Bolt. They have their own apps. I believe it's due to some government regulations. Not too sure, but something of the sort. Over here, the apps that they use are Yego and Move. But when I came here, I just hopped on the app store and I downloaded them, and I found it so easy, right? It's pretty much basic. It's just like a Bolt app, but now it's their own. And calling a cab, you speak to an agent who tells you who you tell where you are, and they tell you that they're gonna look for a driver that's within. When I took one the other day, it was so effective. I was linked to a cab driver who was within, and for you to actually, once you get in, there's a code that you're supposed to share that's normally on the app, like a 4-digit code that you share to the driver. And once you share it to the driver, that commences the trip. I mean, it's affordable, it's cheap, and it's really beneficial as well. That's what they use over here for transport. So now I'm going to talk about the weather. The weather over here, oh my gosh, the weather is the weather has been quite bipolar, if you ask me. When I came, it was sunny. The first day when I came, it was really sunny, it was hot, which is good. But what I started to realize a trend that in the evenings, like towards 3 or 4 p.m., clouds would come together and it would start raining. And when it rains, it pours. Over here, when it rains and the winds, oh, you wouldn't want to find yourself out there. Like there's a time I found myself like outdoors and it was raining, and let me tell you, hey. Like what happens is that people just run to the closest place, like a store. Like for me, I was outside the chemist and it started raining. Like that's where the rain found me. I was with my bro, and you know, we just had to like skedaddle into the chemist and just like, yeah, just waiting for the rain to end. You know, I'm not sick, I'm good, don't worry about me. just say Murakuze, and Murakuze means thank you in Kenya, Rwanda. So when I left, that's what I told them, and the people here are really understanding and generous. That's another big thing about the people over here. It's not a common practice, but once I experienced that, I realized that it's a nice place, you know. So yeah, the weather sometimes when it rains, like, oh, it's serious. It's been raining non-stop. Like, I've even met with some locals over here who asked me how I find Kigali, and I happened to mention about the weather. I like how it's raining because, you know, the vegetation is looking like it all becomes green and whatnot. But they told me that they're tired of the rains because sometimes, you know, when it rains as much, you also need like a period of sun for like crops to grow, you know, plants to germinate, and you know the deal. Now I'm gonna talk about the vegetation, the food, and like grocery shopping and everything. So I can say over here, as I said, there's a lot of greenery. I believe almost like 7-8 years ago, there was a project that the government rolled out, and which was for everyone to at least plant five trees per person. This was back almost 8 years ago, and I can say right now there's a lot of trees. Like, even when you walk around, the scenery is great. Like, even if you see my first video when I arrived in Kigali, you can tell how the greenery is. It's so green, everything is looking nice. It's beautiful. It's like when you walk around, you feel the fresh air, and for me that's a big thing. Like, you know, I'm all about the greens. If you know what I mean. I've also gone for grocery shopping as well. The stores are it depends actually, you know, at the end of the day it depends on the location, because some shops do charge a bit higher than others would charge. I found like meat over here, like beef, chicken is quite affordable. It's not as expensive as back at home. I don't know, I just like, even when, because everything over here, like let's say for example, like 100 Kenyan shillings over here is like 1,000 Rwandan francs. So if I have 1,000 Kenyan shillings, that's like 10,000 Rwandan francs. So that's how I calculate the currency exchange over here, and it's been helpful. You know, I can't really complain as well. And they do have Farmer's Choice. You know, if you're a fan of Farmer's Choice, you know, like, they got you over here. Don't worry about nothing, you know. Like, I was getting to that point because I like beef sausage, right?
Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
No homo. I enjoy beef sausages, especially Farmer's Choice. You can never go wrong with them. I feel like they have the best sausages in the world. Like, if you're gonna come at me in the comments. Like, it's already said and done. But vegetables are good. What I also realized here is that they don't really have cilantro, which is known as dania. Over here they have a different kind of plant. I can't really remember the name, but I'll just drop it over here or somewhere over here. And I don't know, like, it tastes so different. Like, dania itself, it's not grown over here at all. Like, the only place you can find it is either Uganda or Kenya, but here they do not grow it at all. And that was a bummer because, you know, like, I like to cook sometimes, and I always like to have like certain vegetables in place when I'm cooking, give it some you know, some good taste, rich flavor. So when I found out about that, I was like, oh, okay, I'll survive. Also, one thing I liked is that they have different like Fanta flavors over here. They have like Fanta citrus and was it strawberry, but I haven't come across it yet. I've just been hearing about it, which is it's nice. Like, we used to have it back in Nairobi, especially like the one in the glass bottle. Oh, I used to like it, but I don't know what happened. I don't know, production or something, but yeah, they do have it here, and it's worth it, you know. I also realized that there's a lot of liquor stores, which I didn't expect, and apparently, like on the weekends, like some even supermarkets, small shops, everyone's selling liquor. Like, everybody's trying to get drunk out here. So what I also heard from a local is that they told me that sometimes, even on the weekends when the shops are closing, like the storekeepers sometimes even close the doors, and, you know, they get drunk inside, you know, till like morning hours, you know. Till like morning hours, which I found interesting. I haven't really heard much of that, but I know that Kama ni bash, watu ni kulewa. And you know, sheria ni sheria, so there's always something for everyone over here. So I've met also people over here. And I can say, guys, the ladies over here, before I even end this video, the ladies over here, they're beautiful. You know, Africa has beautiful ladies, and I didn't know that Rwanda also has. I mean, I knew, but like I had to come, you know, nikweko grao, so nijone, and I've seen it for myself, and who knows, my wife probably gonna be coming from here, you know. That's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new about Kigali. And yeah, I mean, if you did, be sure to hit that like button. Drop a comment, subscribe to the force, because we are on the road to 100 subscribers. If you have subscribed to me in the past week or two, shout out to you. You are the reason I am pushing these videos. It's all about the consistency at this point. I'm not like taking anything back, like it's just Vision 2023, and I'm trying to bring y'all with me. Truly appreciate it, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next vid. Let's get it.